How things going, bro? What's been good?
Bro, life is amazing, man. Nothing to complain about, you know. I've been training hard, boxing. I got my fight in just over a month, so training hard for that. Business is doing very, very well. Just launched a new community, so that's going good. Yeah, life is great, man. What about yourself?
For me, I guess yeah, it's going pretty good. I was in Singapore for a bit, so I just came back to Australia and Perth, but I'm trying to like shit the camera just no. I guess we just have to use this camera. Yeah, just
I wonder
locking in
what
there.
happened there. Yeah, that's good. It's good to see.
Yeah, it's just locking in. I want to grow my community, my coaching, everything, and
Mm.
yeah, just really doubling down on that.
Yeah, you've been going crazy with the content. I've been seeing that. The edits are
Yeah,
looking crazy, bro.
yeah. But I really just like need to just keep posting content and just like doing a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
man.
what it's all about. Yeah, man. Consistency.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Let's do it, brother.
So what's been going on overall? Tell me everything. What's been happening for you, community, everything like new school community, just overall. I want to
All
hear it.
right, you wanna know about it all, yeah? All
Yeah.
right, let's jump into it then, bro. So yeah, I've been every single day, very militant recently, right? I've been waking up, training, eating clean. I got my boxing fight coming up, so I've been doing loads of one-to-ones, loads of group sessions, just getting really sharp with the boxing. And yeah, that's been good. It's been I find that boxing is very transferable to life. Like the lessons you learn in boxing, you can really apply to many areas of life. The mentality side of it, especially, is it's a night and day difference from who I was when I first started, you know. So that is really, really good, and that applies to everything else. In terms of the new community I've dropped, we've got the School of Spirituality. So this is an interesting one, right? Because I always like to consider myself quite a spiritual individual, I guess you could say, right? I'm not religious. I don't believe in God in the religious sense, but I'm quite spiritual in that way. I believe in a higher power. I believe in a connection to the universe, etc. So I started to just change my content up a little bit. I remember I had this one moment and I was like really lost in terms of what kind of content I wanted to do. I was like, I don't know what direction I want to take it in because I'm a very generalized individual when it comes to my content. I talk about a lot of different things. And I was just having this one night where I was sat there thinking, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what direction I want to take it in. I don't know how I want to portray myself as a brand. So I just took like 10 minutes to meditate on this exact goal of just like popping off on social media, going viral on social media. And then I had a moment, I had this like voice. I know it sounds so cliche and a bit weird, but I had this voice in my head saying, what would happen if you just let go? What would happen if you just stopped trying to control and figure it out? You know, what would happen if you just allowed things to flow a little bit rather than you having to find and wrestle with this problem? And I thought, that's a good idea. You know what? Let me just not think as counterintuitive as that feels. Let me just not think. Let me just do and just see what happens. And then as soon as I applied this mindset, I got this idea literally 30 seconds afterwards to record a certain topic of video, a certain Instagram reel. And I
I
thought,
think
I
I
don't
know.
know where, yeah, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know why I've got this idea, but I feel like I just need to do it now. It was like 3 in the morning. I had no top on. I was like, fuck it, let me just whip the camera out and just record this shit and just get the idea out there. I then posted it about 5 minutes later. Within 24 hours, this video had 500,000 views. This video that took me 5 minutes to make garnered 500,000. It's nearly on a million now, but within 24 hours, it gained 500k views and instantly popped off my social media, Instagram in particular. TikTok followed after that. And yeah, everything started to go a little bit crazy. So I started to realize, okay, clearly, you know, I found my little formula here, my strategy. I'm going to play off of this. And I started to realize I have gained a massive female audience, particularly who are interested in like manifestation, law of attraction, spirituality. So I noticed that opportunity and I thought, I need to find a way to monetize this. I can't just be one of these guys that are like, you know, 15 minutes of fame and you get all this growth and then like nothing comes from it. I need to find a way to grab it and make the most out of it. So I thought, right, I'm just going to create a completely separate community to the one I've already got, the one that's for men. And I'm just going to make one that's for everyone. And we're going to specifically make it about the things that I'm talking about that's making me go viral right now. And I'm just going to combine the two together, the things that are getting me attention with the things that can make me money, put them together. And that's where the community was born. Yeah, it's currently in the pre-order phase. You can, you know, register your spot, you can get early access to it, and you can kind of secure your membership for that cheap price. So when I do raise the prices, you're still chilling at a cheap price. But that's kind of what's been going on at the moment, man. Yeah, it's been weird because it's like almost overnight. it's not been overnight because I've been in the game for 3 years, but almost like overnight that change happened to where, yeah, my social media's just started going absolutely mental. I got a little bit of a taste of what fame would be like, I think now, like my DMs are pretty much, I can't get through them. It's impossible. So, but it's been fun. It's been good.
What do you feel like you learned from that? Because you told me before you were trying to like plan out and like strategize and try and see how you can maneuver your business in a certain way, but you told me yourself you literally just like let go basically. What did you learn from that?
Well, like I said, I'm quite spiritual, but I don't want to get too spiritual just yet. I want to kind of keep it logical and practical and applicable for everyone. So, what I learned from that whole process was that if you are not open minded in terms of the way you're perceiving opportunities in the world, and this has happened to me so many times with so many different businesses, but I sometimes, and I think a lot of people do this as well, is we enter into situations with a goal in our mind, right? And we have this goal, and I want to achieve this goal. But we go into it with this ego of like, yeah, but I want to achieve it this way, or I want to achieve it in that way, and we have this like preconceived motion in terms of how we want to achieve something. So I thought, what would happen if I just kind of let that go? Because I wanted to achieve it in this specific way with this specific style of content, with this specific, you know, formula. And it wasn't working. It just wasn't getting any momentum. It wasn't doing anything. But I was so adamant on just, push through. My time will come one day. And then I just asked myself, what would happen if I just let go and stopped attaching myself to a certain way of doing things? It's the same. It's the same with literally. You can apply this with anything. You can apply this with dating. You can apply this with boxing. You can apply this with life itself, right? If you're going into it and you have this mindset of no, but I need to achieve this goal or I need to achieve this thing that I'm trying to do in this way, because for whatever reason my ego just wants me to. I'll feel good if I do it in this way. This is my way. For whatever reason, we attach ourselves to these weird ideologies and these weird mind frames. And if you can kind of just let that melt away and not attach yourself to anything and kind of just allow yourself to flow in each moment. So, today I'm going to do it like this, or today I feel like doing it like this. Today I'm just going to try this and see what happens. And you have this open, detached mind. You'll naturally be able to latch onto something that actually works rather than just an ego preconceived thing. But that's one thing that I learned is, yeah, just really open your mind and be innovative in terms of the way you do things. Boxing's the same, naturally you'll develop your own style when you start to fight, and you'll develop what feels natural to you in terms of how you stand and the way you move and everything else. And it's only when you kind of just let that go, because it's all ego. It's all like, that's my thing, that's my way of doing it. But it's like the ego's based on ignorance. It doesn't know what it's talking about. So if you can just have this open mind and be like, let me try this today. Let me try this. Let me just try shit. Be innovative. Try things. Take things to a different level. Just do things that are out of your comfort zone. Do things that you've never done before. Because that way, I always like to say, reality is the best teacher. People are always like, yeah, but what if this happens? Or what if I fail? Or what if it doesn't work the way I want it to? And it's like, well, you never know until you try. You just got to do it. And then reality is literally the best teacher. If you do something, you'll get direct feedback straight away in terms of how it works. So it's like I had this idea to just start recording my content sideways when I hold the phone. So usually with my short form content, I hold it just vertical, right? Like the way we're kind of talking now. And I thought, I don't know where this idea came from. I was just like, let me just record it sideways. Let me just turn the phone sideways and record it like I would record my long form shit. And it's got the black banners, and then you've got the main thing. I don't know why, because it doesn't look natural, but it always does so well. Like I can easily guarantee 700K to a million view video if I completely structured it in the way that I've learned now. So yeah, I mean, I've learned so many things. I could go in depth in terms of like the actual personal brand side of it, like the social media side of it, or just the life side of it. There's so many lessons that I've learned just from this one breakthrough. Because I feel like when you achieve overnight success, like literal overnight success, you get it so quickly, you get it easy. People just get fame for nothing, basically. You don't really learn the lessons necessary to maintain that. But because I've been in the game for 3 years and it's all I've been doing and all I've been focused on for the past 3 years straight, and I have still never broke through until this moment. It's like I get to learn from all different sides of the spectrum. I get to learn from the days where you feel like shit and nothing's going well. And then I get to learn from the days where you finally break through and you have all this social media growth. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind of different experiences, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's sort of like the people that have immediate success, they don't really like learn the early lessons early on because they had that lucky breakthrough,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they lose the success because it wasn't sort of built like slowly. Even though there's nothing wrong with something being built fast, But like when you
Yeah.
build something slow, I guess you have to learn like the hard lessons that it takes to maintain that discipline and consistency. So what would you say like your new opinion about personal branding and social media is? Because I feel like before you had some sort of old perspective where you feel like, oh, I need to do it a certain way. Like now, like what does it like look like for you?
Yeah, that's a really good question. My opinion now for anyone that's watching this, trying to build a social media profile, a podcast, a personal brand, a business online, because everything's online. It's your passport to opportunities, right? What I've learned from it, and I know this sounds really cliche, and I'm going to go a little bit more in depth than just what I'm about to say here. But everyone always says like, "Oh, you got to be authentic, bro." But no one actually knows what that means. Like they really just don't know what that means. They just think, "Oh, well, I've just kind of got to talk about what I'm interested in." It's like, no, being authentic means you have to show your vulnerable side. You have to show something in you that makes you, because that's the only way you're going to stand out from your competitors. This is the problem. What I've learned about personal branding is everybody looks at who's already doing well and then just copies them because they just instantly in their brain think, well, this guy's doing well, I'm just going to do what he's doing. But it's not what they're doing. It's not the fact that I'm holding the camera to the side or the fact that I'm talking about spirituality that's making me do well. Because it's like, how many people have done that before and just not got anywhere? You know, I could probably find loads. It's the fact that I've hold the camera to the side and spoke about spirituality in my way, with my voice and my personality and my way of articulating and delivering the message. And I've fed into and lent on that side of me. So the way I talk, the way I portray things, even the fact that I had some comments about the fact that I was shirtless in the video, you know, and I think even that is getting people to comment. And I didn't think about that beforehand. I didn't, plan that to get people to comment. I was just shirtless because I was walking around my house and I'm chilling. Like, why would I need to put a shirt on? I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm in my house. So it's like, it's just little things. I think you need to really lean into your authenticity in a way that it's impossible for people to copy you because that's you, and like no one else can be you. So it's like the way that I talk, the way that I articulate the message, the things I'm talking about, and the way that I'm talking about them, even the way I portray myself on the camera, like I said, with no shirt on. I didn't plan that, but it's just me. It's just how I walk around my house. So I'm not going to really alter myself and think, well, this content creator records it like this, so I'm going to do that too. I just whipped out the camera and just started talking exactly where I was. So I think authenticity is a massive part of it, first and foremost. But people don't really understand what that means. Authenticity is you're not just showing your good side. You're not just showing, yeah, look at me, everyone, I'm amazing. You got to show your bad shit as well. You got to show your ugly side. You got to show your weaknesses. You got to show the bad days. You got to show that as well, like the vulnerable stories and the things you've been through that maybe you don't want people to know about, because that is the only thing you've got in terms of ammunition that makes you better than your competitors. It's the only way you can compete with them. Because if you're looking at guys that are already in the space on social media who are already doing well, and you think, well, I want to be like them, what have you got to make you stand out from them? Especially if you're doing similar type of content. Like literally, what's the only answer? Because knowledge, everyone can have knowledge. Like it's not easy. You can just pick up a book. I mean, sorry, it's easy. You can just pick up a book or go on Google, and you've got knowledge. It's like, and you can just keep reciting the same things everyone else is saying.
Copy $100 million offers, $100 million.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone can do that. It's not difficult. So what is it that makes people when they're scrolling? Because I'm not really saying anything groundbreaking here or anything too new. You could probably find what I've said in some sort of psychedelic book somewhere, or some old spiritual teacher has probably said the
Yeah, you
exact
can.
same thing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you can probably find exactly what I've said. But why is it that it's going viral and garnering me literally millions of views a week on just my Instagram alone? Not even mentioning TikTok and YouTube. But the fact of the matter is because I'm saying it, and I'm saying it the way that I say it. So it's like I've lent into my authenticity as a person naturally. So all I have to do when I pick up the camera is just be me. But what people do is they have these two sides of them. They have their real side and then they have their camera side. So as soon as you turn the camera on, subconsciously they're a different person. They're speaking differently. They're speaking more professional. I don't care about professionalism in that way. I'll talk to you like I'm talking to the boys. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not going to change myself because it's me. So I think that is a massive logical thing with people trying to grow a personal brand. And for whatever reason, people that are scrolling can sense that. It's like if you got to think on a customer point of view, the customer experience, you're scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Everyone's talking about the same shit. They're all kind of copy and paste. Okay, this guy's a bit different. Instantly, for that split second, I've got no top on. The first thing I said in that specific video was, I'm going to completely annihilate your perception of spirituality. I'm targeting them. You know, so I'm not saying, here's how I made this money, here's how I did this. No one cares about you. No one gives a shit. They've just met you. They've just seen their first impression of you. They don't care about you, bro. Why are you talking about yourself? So you need to,
Yeah.
it's all human psychology. You need to understand, first of all, how you portray yourself, which has to be authentic. And the best way you can do that is by literally being the same you that you are in your day-to-day life. Okay? So whatever you're like in your normal life, don't filter that. Don't think, well, I'm on camera now, I've got to be professional. Your professionalism is just you understanding people. That's professionalism. I understand how to get on a level with different types of people. I understand how to talk to different types of people. But for a generalized Instagram video, I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to talk like me. You know, so that's step one. Step two is understanding the other point of view, the human psychology side of it, which is if they're scrolling, doesn't matter what you're talking about. I can talk about anything. I could talk about some bullshit like how grass grows quicker in this certain way, like just some absolute bullshit. And I could just say it in a convicting way, and I could say it in a way that makes the audience want to listen. And I think the hook is massively important. Like the first 3 seconds of your video, I promise you now, I've tried so many different types of content, so many different ways. I've tried and split tested everything for the past 3 years. And the one thing that makes the biggest difference is your hook. If you can start a video off in the first 3 seconds and just capture their attention in some way, make it about them. Like, why do I need to listen? If I'm scrolling as Luke and I'm scrolling my Instagram feed, why do I need to stop and listen to this video? You know, like what is it that's going to grab my attention? And the only thing really that I'd be interested in is something that makes it about me. You know, it's like I don't care about anyone else. I don't care about how this guy made $100 million. I don't give a shit. I don't care. The numbers aren't even impressive. I don't care. Like my brain doesn't process that information when a guy's just sat there saying, "Here's how I made $100 million." I don't care about you. I'm focused on me, and that's what people think like as human beings. We're very self-preserved, self-centered. So you have to tap into that in terms of psychology when you're making your YouTube videos and your personal brand, because that's the only way you're going to break that rat race cycle of just scroll, scroll, scroll. Do you know what I mean? I think that is massively important to consider. People focus on themselves way too much, and they forget who are you actually making videos for. You're making videos for the customer, so talk to them. You know what I mean? Like actually talk to them. Don't just talk to your phone. Talk to them. So it's massively important, I think.
So I guess the first hook that's important. You said authenticity because I feel like everyone's trying to show the good side. They're trying to show like the lifestyle,
Yeah.
but like the bad side is like no one really like goes around that, because it's a very scary. Even me like creating content, I was like, ooh, that's I feel quite uncomfortable. The guys watching it, my friends watching it,
Mm-hmm.
the girls watching it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a pretty bad discomfort revealing such a vulnerable side.
Yeah.
Like
I know
even
exactly what you mean.
content creator, I struggle with that. Like it's like holy shit, bro. I see the reel, I record it like this is this. Like I'm like yeah, and I was like I go to the social media Instagram about to post a reel. I'm like oh my god, like I was
Yeah.
like fuck. I
Then
was
it
like
hits you in it, and it's like shit. All these people are gonna
yeah.
see it. This person from high school, that person from work. Like, I know exactly what you mean, and I used to be like that. And the only thing for me that helped me get over that mentally was just understanding that it's only awkward and it's only weird and it's only embarrassing and it's only whatever you're scared of it being if you allow it to be.
Mm.
It's like I swear to you right now, I can confidently make a video about the most embarrassing and vulnerable thing a human being could talk about. I could walk into my boxing gym the next day, talk to someone about that exact video because they're going to see it, and then just be like, "Yeah, I went through that. Let's get boxing, shall we?" Like, who gives a shit? It's only awkward if you make it awkward. You know what I mean? It's like I'll be real with you right now, bro. I don't know how much you want me to say on this podcast, but I've said things about when I used to struggle with premature ejaculation, or I've said things about when I used to struggle with women, or I used to talk about when I was broke. I literally used to come on the camera and I had no money and holes in my shoes and just laugh at myself. Like, look, boys, still sat here in the field with holes in my socks, can't afford new shoes, but don't worry, confidence is key. You'll get there one day. Like I was just open like this, and I think when I ask my I don't want to call them fans, but just the people that watch me, my boys. When I ask my viewers, what is it that you guys like about me? They're like, well, you're just authentic. You just seem genuine. You seem like a real guy. You know what I mean? And that's my selling point is my authenticity. It's my breakout from the competition. I've had more engagement in my communities than guys like Hamza in the self
Yeah, the
development.
school of life. I was noticing because I was in there. I was like, wow, this is like it's actually like popping, and I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it is.
It's just so popping. I go to other paid communities, man. It's so dead.
Yeah.
I'm very
Well,
surprised.
I mean, and the thing is, bro, I don't even like strategy wise in terms of the engagement for my school in particular. I don't even do anything for it. I don't plan it. I don't sit there with blueprints and like strategy. I just let it flow, and it flows so beautifully because we're authentic, and I allow that safe space for these men as well to be authentic too, because it's such a rare thing that other people don't have. Everyone's about status and ego and like, look at me, I've got the best life. But if everyone's doing that, it becomes boring. Where's the novelty anymore? How many guys have you seen on Instagram with the fast cars and the women and like, yeah, it's all the time. It's like, so where's the difference? What's going to make them stop and stop their scroll? Okay, it's just another Instagram guy who gives a shit. Now, I do these things that these Instagram guys flex about. I do them in real life. Sometimes I'll flex about it, sometimes I'll show it. But I've found on social media, my authenticity is the selling point of the brand. It's like my main weapon to get me out there. And then all of that shit's kind of just a bonus. I don't put that as the forefront. The women, the lifestyle, riding around in Rolls Royces in London, drinking champagne. Like I've done all this shit. And that's not the forefront of my brand. The forefront of my brand is me. It's my authenticity, it's my personality, it's my mindset, and that shit's just a bonus. So like, oh yeah, I was in a Rolls Royce yesterday. Who cares? Oh, I was with some beautiful women yesterday. Who cares? Like, it's not a big thing for me because I do it all the time. But for these guys, it's like I actually reckon most of them don't even do it. And then the one time they have that situation, they go, well, pin it to the feed. Everyone's got to see it. It's like they really, really care about it. So I think for a lot of guys, it's all status. It's all an ego thing to get people to look at them and think, look how cool I am. But I just, if you actually live that life, you just don't really care. And again, I learned this from boxing. Funnily enough, you learn so much from boxing. Is you get guys who come into the gym and honestly, they kill you in a street fight. Like they're the best fighters I've ever seen. That they kill you in the boxing ring. They're absolute killers. I've got guys in my gym, fucking 6'7" Russian guys, tattoos. They're dangerous men. They are the nicest guys in the world. If I met them and I didn't meet them from the gym, I would think, probably don't fight. There's nice guys. They're so nice. Then they get in the boxing ring and they kill me. They literally bully me, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's like that is the same in the social media world. You get these guys who are ego driven, because you do get the guys in the boxing gym ego driven. They're like hitting the bag as hard as they can, making. I'm like, bro, shut up. No one cares that you can hit the bag hard. Shut the fuck up, bro. Do you know what I mean? And they'll only specifically pick sparring partners who they know they're going to win against. Like they never challenge themselves. Those kind of guys, right? That is the same in the social media world. You get guys that are only there for the ego. They don't care about actually providing value. They don't care about actually being themselves. It's purely just ego for them. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how we got into that conversation, but yeah, I think
No,
authenticity is definitely
it's good
definitely the key.
because I feel like a lot of I think a lot of guys are in this lifestyle where they're living really out of like fear and protection. Like they want to like look cool and they don't want to be looked as like
Yeah,
not cool. I feel like
yeah.
people are just living out of like protecting themselves,
Hmm.
from how people perceive them. And and I feel like that maybe that's why authenticity is sort of the new status, because
It
not many
is.
people are doing that. Because it's
Yeah,
scary, man. It's scary to like to live life like I guess sort of unprotected in the sense where like not ego driven.
but you see, this is the paradox of life, and I am going to get a little bit deep with this, but this is going to change a lot of perceptions who are watching this, right? The paradox of life is we think if we protect our ego and we look cool all the time and we only show our good side, we only show our highlights, our good shit that fuels our ego. Everyone look at me, right? We think that's protection. We think that is ego peace, right? We think, yeah, that makes me okay in terms of like my social status. But the paradox of life is true protection and true peace and true liberation is authenticity. It's showing all of yourself because then what? You're bulletproof. Who can hate on me? No one, because I hate on myself first. I'm like, yeah, bro, I know that I'm getting a bit fat when I went to Thailand and I was eating loads of food. I know that this happened. I know that I'm shit at boxing. Like, you can just open up like that. You can just be like, yeah, that's me. I don't give a shit. So it's like it makes you bulletproof against hate. It makes you bulletproof against negativity, and most importantly, it makes you bulletproof against the fear of what could happen. Because most people, that's the big thing. It's like, well, I don't want to approach that girl because she might reject me, and then I might get laughed at. So I'm just not going to do it. So it's like it makes you so fearful of things that could happen. You never even do anything. But if you're like, well, I don't really give a shit because I'm an open book, and like that's just me. That is true confidence. People think that confidence is only doing well all the time. Like it's the ego side of it, winning, winning, and everyone look at me doing well. That's confidence. It's not. Confidence is liberation. Confidence is you show you're good, you're bad, and you're not afraid to show any of that. I don't care if I get beat around in the ring and just bullied and battered in front of everyone because why would I care? Like what does that actually do? Am I going to die because people see me get beat up in a sparring match? Like no. you know. But at the same time, when I beat someone up and I busted their nose and they're bleeding everywhere and I feel like the man, yeah, it's cool and you get the ego boost, but does it really matter? Like the next day, or everyone like it just doesn't know. None of this shit matters. It's all like base level, like ego shit. But when you transcend higher than that and you realize, you know what? If I liberate myself and I just show my full self, nothing can ever hurt me. That's true peace. Like genuinely, it's true peace. It feels like vulnerability at first because you're battling with the ego, but once you get past that bullshit, you realize that is true peace. I promise you right now, I can sit here with thousands, millions of views every single month and completely vulnerably show my entire life from all the good and all the bad. And there's not one fraction of my mind that dedicates itself to thinking, oh, but what if people think this about me? I literally just don't care. Because people will ask me this all the time. But don't you find it hard, like being in the public, you know? Because people kill themselves and stuff when they get the fame and they get the influence. And I know I'm not mad famous or anything, but it's a taste of it, right? And they think like, is it not difficult putting yourself out there so vulnerably and having everyone just, know these things about you that are pretty, exposing? And I'm like, why would it be? What's going to happen? Am I going to die? Is it going to kill me? No. What's the worst? Actually, let's think about this. What's the worst that could happen if I showed my vulnerable side and I showed my weaknesses and my bad side and, that side that the ego doesn't like? What would actually happen if I showed that to the world?
Literally nothing. Not nothing.
Literally nothing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
nothing.
answer, my friend. I'm glad you said that. Literally nothing. Like, okay, the worst that could happen is a hater, a really dedicated hater, uses it as ammunition to try and get at me. But if I don't care, then the hater can't get me. They can't like get the reaction. They can't hurt me because I don't give a shit. I'd laugh with them. But yeah, bro, you're right. I need to work on that. Like if you can just turn things, that is true confidence. Women can sense it. Other men can sense it. It is so high vibration. No one can touch you. You're bulletproof. Like nothing scares you anymore. It's beautiful. So yeah, I think that is true confidence. That is true peace, which is so funny because the ego tries to convince you that it's not. The ego tries to convince you it's the other way around. You got to protect me. You got to protect the ego. Don't let these people say this about you. Don't let this girl see you in this way, bro. I can't tell you the countless DMs. It's what I'm gonna say. I can't tell you the countless DMs I've had from women who have seen my vulnerable videos where I'm talking about myself in a bad light in terms of mistakes I've made or shit I've been through it's just negative, right? It doesn't make me look like the man. It doesn't make me look like that cool guy on Instagram with the cars and shit. It's like vulnerable human shit, real shit. And the amount of DMs I've got from women like in a really positive way, let's just say that is unbelievable because they can just see, well, fucking hell, this guy's confident. It's just that is true confidence, and you can feel it. Everyone can, and it's something that you can't fake. Like people fake confidence. They have the ego confidence. They have the confidence where I'm only confident when I'm doing well. That's what most people are like, right? I'm only confident when I'm winning. Are you confident on those bad days when you feel like you're gonna die? Are you confident on those days where everything's falling apart? Are you confident on those days when you get rejected by the girl? That's true confidence. That's the only way you're gonna know.
Yeah, I feel like most people have like a sort of insecure confidence where there's no grounding. It's not really stable. It's like
Yeah.
situational.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's not
How
even
would
confidence. That's just
yeah,
flighting emotion.
because I know a lot of guys they're in this mode where they're like living out of fear, they're living out of like protecting themselves. They don't want to get hurt or be vulnerable, be like sort of like be in that light. Like, what's the advice you would give to them for those that to be authentic, to put themselves out there, to stop living in fear, stop living out of ego, to stop trying to protect themselves? How would someone go from being scared as fuck and like not authentic to like super authentic and like out there?
Yeah, very good question, bro. I think first of all, fear, you have to understand what it actually is. It's an emotion, and it's an emotion that prepares your body for the unknown. That's what fear is, right? If I'm going into a boxing fight, I want to feel fear because it's like, well, it's the adrenaline. It heightens your senses. It just makes you in that flow state instantly. Because it's like your body's in fight or flight, your body's in pure adrenaline. It has to survive, and it knows that, right? So when you guys are feeling fear, you have to understand what it actually is, first of all, because many people just feel it and they're like, oh, I don't like this, and they run away. So fear is just your emotion preparing yourself for something that it hasn't been through before, or that it knows it's got an uncertain outcome. Okay, I don't know whether I'm going to win this boxing fight or not. I don't know. That's why my body feels fear. And I want to feel the fear. You should want it. You should welcome it. You should employ it as your something that works for you. You should make it your friend. Okay. That's the first point is understand what fear is. It's an emotion. An emotion is just simply energy in motion, right? It's just energy that's moving around in your body. And now what you can do with this is you can transmute it. You can just do something with it, right? You can look at it and think, I'm not going to run away from this fear. I'm not going to allow this fear to dictate my actions. I feel fear talking to that girl in the gym, so I'm going to run away and just not do it. I'm making an excuse. I'm going to do some more shoulder press, like go and talk to the girl, bro. Or you can look at it and think, well, I feel fear. That's my body telling me to get ready. That's how I frame it in my mind. It's my body. Get ready. Let's go. We're going into the ring. I'm fighting this fucking Russian guy. He's probably going to kill me. Let's go. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. It doesn't mean run away. It means get ready. Now, obviously, I'm not telling you to be stupid. There are going to be certain situations in your life where, yeah, the fear is going to kick in and you should probably avoid the situation, right? If someone's got a knife, you're going to feel fear. I'm not telling you to get ready and start
Yeah.
fighting him. Run away,
Oh,
bro.
nice.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, absolutely. But it's the same principle. It's like, right, you feel fear. Why? Because you're putting yourself out your comfort zone. Fear is the direct compass to where your growth is. All right. If you want to become a better version of yourself, you got to find where the fear is and you got to go towards it. That's what fear is. Now, how do you kind of like deal with this to become the person that you want to be through that fear? Well, you sit with it and you feel it. You don't run away from it. You don't, because many people actually fear feeling fear. That's the main fear, is I don't want to feel fear. The actual thing itself isn't even that bad. I promise you right now, talking to the girl is not as bad as you think that it's going to be before you've done it. Actually fighting that scary big Russian guy in the ring is not as bad when you're actually fighting him than when you before you step in the ring, right? When before you actually get in there. So a lot of the time we're making it worse than it actually has to be. Whereas if you can be present in the moment when you feel fear and you can just force yourself to imagine the best case scenario, you can then transmute that fear into excitement. Because what fear is it's a prediction of the future that's negative. Well, if I talk to that girl, I'm going to get rejected and then embarrassed and it's not going to feel nice. So I'm going to feel fear and the body's going to be telling you, stay away, stay away. That's why it puts fear into your body. Stay away, stay away. Don't go over that because you're going to get this result and it's negative for our ego, right? So instead, if you imagine the best case scenario, I'm going to go talk to her and it's going to go smoothly. I'm going to get a number and it's going to be really, really great. I'm going to go on a date with her this weekend. Everything's going to go well. You imagine the best case scenario. Now, whatever happens, it doesn't matter because when you're in the moment, you can just deal with it then. But it's this before you step into the fear bubble that's so important because that's where most people hesitate. I could post that content, but I'm scared of what people are going to think. I could go and talk to the girl, but I'm scared if I get rejected. I could get in the boxing ring, but I'm scared, right? Well, that's where the fear gets people. So what you need to do is a couple of things. First of all, change what you're predicting is going to happen. Just force yourself to imagine the best case scenario, right? Whether it happens or not doesn't matter. Just force yourself to imagine you coming out on top in that scenario, right? That way, the fear is now going to be exciting. It's well, yeah, I'd like it if I felt like that. I'd like it if I got the girl's number. I'd like it if I battered the guy in sparring. That would be fun. So now you want to do the thing that you were previously scared of. First of all, secondly, is just actually feed into for a second what it is you're scared of. Like really, like break it down to the whys. Why am I scared of talking to this girl? Well, I might get rejected. Why am I scared of being rejected? Well, because then I might get laughed at by the boys. Why are you scared of being laughed at by the boys? Because it won't feel nice. Right? That's it. That's what you're scared of, a feeling. It's not even real. And it will be gone in like an hour. That's what you're scared of. That's why you're not living life to the fullest, a feeling. It's like if you break the fear down, you realize how stupid it is, bro. It's not even real. It doesn't even exist. It's all just feelings. That's a lot of it, bro. I mean, this year alone, 2025 has been just, bro. I've not had a break. It's been constant challenge, challenge. I feel like the universe is trying to kill me this year, and I'm still here standing. But what I've had to learn to do through these challenges, and I've had near-death experiences. I've had like accidents happen. I've had just a lot of crazy shit this year. I've been forced to sit and just face that fear. And what happened, what I learned is because I was scared of death for a very long time, the fear of death and the fear of loss was something that really like it was heavy for me, because I had this amazing life and I was so grateful for everything that I built. I didn't want to lose it. And I had to face that. And when you face it, you realize, well, I've kind of done the worst part now. So there's nothing else to fear. I've done it. I've just sat with it. I faced it. So when you're feeling fear, gentlemen and ladies watching this, you need to look at it and think, let me face it. Let me not run away from it. Let me just sit with it and be like, all right, let me get familiar with this feeling. I'm scared of death. Let me feed into that. Let me actually imagine I died. Let me just feed into it. What would happen? Just play with the emotion a little bit. So obviously this is something you do in your own time, in your own personal time, meditation or something, but you'll just kind of go towards those fears in your own mind and you'll feed into it a little bit and just analyze how it makes you feel. Analyze why you're actually scared of these things. Because a lot of the time you'll realize they're irrelevant. They're pointless. They're just kind of there because your mind is messy and it's not composed, it's not controlled. So I think it's important to sit with these things and just really feel it and then decide what you want to do with that emotion. Don't run away from it. Don't try and pretend it's not there, but decide what you want to do with it. Do I want to use this to get ready, like I said before, or do I want to use it to run away? Very two options, very simple. You're not going to half do anything. You're not going to be like, well, maybe. Nope. It's either you're going over there or you're not. What are you going to choose? That's up to you. Right. So that's how I do it personally, anyway.
At the end of the day, everyone has to face it. Like you can't,
Yeah.
you can't. There is no trick. There is no thing to like dissolve the fear. It's just
Yeah.
you just gotta do it, man.
Yeah.
What does spirituality mean to you?
Ooh. I think spirituality to me, I want to be concise with how I answer this. Spirituality to me is an understanding of yourself, first of all. But at the same time, spirituality is it's about remembering what you already know. So in my perception and my opinions and my beliefs, I think we and this is going to get a little bit deep again. I don't want to go too. I don't know how spiritual you want to take this shit, but I believe we are the universe experiencing itself in human form. That's my belief. I don't believe we, as we identify ourselves, are human. I think we're just playing as the humans right now for certain experiences that you couldn't get if you were God or if you were the universe. Because if we are God, if we are the universe, we're wholeness, right? We're everything. We're all of it. So if we're all of it, we're all the good, we're all the bad, we're every single possible potential experience just rolled into one wholeness. So we can't identify what we actually are because we're just everything. And something can only this, the sunshine on my face right now can only be identified because I understand what the rain is. It's like you need the polarity of the opposite thing for you to understand one thing. So God doesn't know that it's God. It can't experience that it's God unless it has a polar opposite of God, which is why in religion, I'm not going to get too controversial. I don't want to get you cancelled. But in religion, people look at God as this man in the sky because it's a separation of them and God that allows them to experience human form. I'm a human and God's up here, right? So that's where the polarity comes in. That's where people look at it and think, yeah, I'm different.
Right, black and white. You got
Yeah,
it.
absolutely, absolutely. You don't know what something is unless it has a polar opposite. You don't know what pain is if all you feel all of the time is pain and you've never felt pleasure. It's just normal. It's just your reference point. So I think that spirituality is remembering what you already know. You are all of you watching this right now have creative power. You all have the ability to create any reality that you want, and I'm a living testament of that. Only 23 years old, and you can tap into this creative power when you quiet your mind. And I think the spirituality to me is about remembering this amongst the ego game that we play. I'm not saying don't play the ego game. I'm not saying go and live in the trees and just be a monk and just have nothing because I'm God and I already have everything. You can play the ego game, you can enjoy your human experience, but at the same time, don't forget who you actually are. Like deep down, this is why people are scared of death. We talk about death, right? People are scared of this shit. They're like, well, when I die, and this is exact my fear. This is exactly where I came from because I thought I was just a human in human form. This is it. This is me. I'm everything, right? Luke, 23 years old. That's who I am. When you understand, in terms of my perception, anyway, of course, you're all entitled to your own beliefs, but when you start to remember that you are beyond just the human form. I like to believe we are souls playing as humans. We're like little particles of God. You've got to imagine this is God, this is the wholeness, this is everything. We are little souls, little particles that split off from God and go into different energetic forms, human, whatever, in different fucking realms of the universe, right? We just play different experiences. It's all a game. We just play different experiences. So you are God. You're a little particle of God, just playing as a human. So when this human dies, and we look at death and we think it's a real thing, but it's not in terms of the way most people perceive it. People look at death and think, well, I'm dead now. It's over. I died. You didn't die because you're not you in like I'm not this. I'm not the flesh. I'm just playing as Luke. You are a soul playing as a human. When the human body deteriorates and dies physically, you, the true you as a soul, is just going to go change energetic form. You're just going to change into something else. You're not dead. You can never die. Death isn't real. It's a physical illusion. So that's my perception of spirituality, and what it means to me is just remembering that. It's remembering your true creative power. And I promise you right now, all of this shit I've been achieving recently with the social media growth and the celebrities following me and DMing me, like all of this shit, happened almost overnight. The moment I tapped back into this mentality of I'm everything. I have creative power. I
Mm.
have the ability to just create any reality that I want. But the only way I'm gonna be able to do that is if I let go of the ego. I let go of the how am I gonna do it and just let that shit go. Let the universe, let my soul, let the higher power take that for me and watch it flow, watch it play out. Just enjoy the show. Stop trying to force shit. That's what most people do. They're trying to figure it out all the time, you know?
That's the confusing part because I feel like spirituality you can create your own reality, but then you told me about okay, I had to lower my ego and sort of surrender to this way of doing things, and then you just let go. So it's like there's it sounds like a contradiction between like okay, I can create any reality I want, but I have to surrender. Like so, how does that work?
Yeah, welcome to the paradox, the little
Yeah,
joke
the
of life,
paradoxes.
right? Yeah, because everything in life is a paradox. Everything's real, but it's not, right? Death is real, but it's not. So when I hypothetically in GTA took certain mushrooms from the ground, let's just say that, healthy, good mushrooms, I put it in a stew. It's really nice. It's good for you. Eat it with chicken. Everyone loves a bit of mushrooms. So I took mushrooms, definitely not magic, right? Just normal mushrooms. And what these interesting foods teach you is what we're talking about here, the secrets of the universe, right? And it'll teach you this paradox because you'll be asking these questions and you'll instantly just get an answer from some sort of higher power, God, whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in, it'll be talking to you. And you'll ask these questions like, okay, so is none of this real? Am I not real as a human? I thought I was Luke. I thought I was 23 and I had all these stories and I had this life that I went through. Is none of this real? Because when you take these things, you go into this like void is the best way I can explain it if you take enough. You go into this space, and this is where I like to think it's the soul world, right? You really reconnect with your soul when you take these things. You can achieve this through deep meditation as well, or death. There's three ways you can do it: meditation, psychedelics, and death. That's how you can tap back into this soul, this universal mentality of God. And when you go into this, you'll have this weird feeling inside of you, like I've been here before. It's like this is the true home. Honestly, it's beautiful, bro. I'm thinking about it now, and I think back to those hypothetical trips that I've been on, and I've felt those feelings. It's like it feels more real than real life. It's like shit. This is real home. This is the real me. So then I started to ask, wait, but if this is the real me in this weird infinite creative power soul world, then what's the human version of me? Who's that? Who's this guy? Who's Luke? And I was asking, is this real? And they were like, yeah, it's real because you're experiencing it right now, and that's the current experience your soul has chosen to go through. But at the same time, it's not real because in the cosmos of the universe, in the grand scheme of things, it's just an experience. It's temporary. It's not the end of everything. It's not the true you. So the funny thing is, coming back to your question and your point, is that you're going to find that everything in life is the yin and yang. Everything's a paradox. Everything is, but it isn't at the exact same time. So yes, you can create any reality that you want using the power of your imagination and your emotional state and all the things I talk about with manifestation. You can absolutely, and I'm living proof of it, every single thing that I have, down to the small details, I've manifested this shit and I've created it using my mind and my physical action. So you can create any reality that you want, but in terms of the paradox of surrendering, it's like you have to find the equilibrium. You've got to find the yin and yang. So you create what you want using your mind, visualization, meditation, all the manifestation shit we talk about is absolutely correct. You can do that. But when you do that, you're not going to think with the ego, because this is the complicated bit, right? People manifest what they want. I want money. I want that girlfriend. I want that body. So they're manifesting, right? But then they put the ego in it. They're like, well, universe, God, whatever they're manifesting to, I want this reality. I want to create this reality, but I want to do it like this. But I want to do it like that. And I want to do it in this way at this time. And I want it this quickly. Who the fuck are you? Why are you telling the universe what you want? Like, bro, that's where the ignorance comes in. That's where the blocks come in. That's why no one manifests what they want. And I realized this in real time when I manifested my social media growth. Overnight, I went from 3,000 followers to 20K and got a video with nearly 1 million views in a week. Instantly, as soon as I applied this mindset, that's not an accident. That shit is not a coincidence, bro. Because I've done it over and over again. I've replicated the same thing. Now, when I say this, I want to make this very clear. If you guys are trying to manifest and you're trying to create any reality that you want, if you believe what I'm saying and what Darius is saying, and you believe, yes, I can create any reality that I want, the way that you're going to do it is you're going to be letting your ego go. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Don't worry about how quickly you're going to get there. Don't worry about when or who or what, or get all of that figuring out shit out of your mind. Because it's that makes you stuck in ego world, and it disconnects you from that universal creative power because you do not understand how quickly or who you need to be or how it's going to happen or the opportunities that are going to present itself that you're then going to act on that's going to get you to that goal. You can't fathom that because your ego is based down here on a position of ignorance, but the reality you're trying to attract is up here. You right now are making £9 an hour, but you're trying to attract a life where you're making £10,000 a month, gentlemen. That is a disconnect. So if you're like, well, I want to achieve it this quickly and I want to do it like this, how are you basing your ego on that? You're completely mismatched with the reality. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you, boys? So if you want to manifest what you want, you have to surrender by thinking what you want and then just letting things play out. I manifested social media growth and I didn't think how I was going to do it. I kind of just was present and just showed up. And any idea that I got, I just tried it. And that was it. And kind of went from there. And
Mm.
then lo and behold, I achieved it. So yeah. I don't know what that 99% is at the top, bro. Is that the recording time or like
Oh no, that's the where is it? I'm not sure.
I
Is
think
it?
that might be is that recording storage? What is it? Can I
No, no,
click on
no.
it?
I think I have storage.
All right,
Worst
sweet.
case scenario, I'll switch it to another platform. But
Yeah, just checking.
yeah. So I guess what you're saying is that in order to sort of get what you want, I guess a lot of people have these conditions and I guess rules on how they're going to achieve it. And so
Hmm.
for you to, I guess, manifest that, you have to stay open minded and allow yourself to try different things. Because if you feel like I have to in this certain way, then you really like block off like what actually maybe other opportunities that are coming your way that could get you
Yeah.
to what you want.
Yeah, and to add on that very quickly, you also block off the negatives that you got to go through to grow into the person that you need to be to attract what you want. Negativity, badness, pain, suffering, things going wrong, that is the catalyst to your self growth, and self growth is the catalyst to you attracting what you want. You cannot attract more money if you are a person that is in a poverty mindset. You need to become a new person. Now, how do we become new people? We break down old beliefs. And how do we do that? We go through shit. We go through negativity, pain. That the only way you learn to keep your hands up in boxing is by getting hit in the face. That's the only way. Your coach can tell you over and over again, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Until the big Russian guy goes, bam, hooks you in the fucking face. That's the only way you're going to learn. Oh, I need to put my hands up. Because it hurts. Life is the same. The universe does the same thing to you. It's telling you, look, put your fucking hands up, do it like this, let this flow. But you're like, no, I want to box Philly shell, and it's like, the only way you're going to learn is if the universe hits you in the fucking head sometimes and you realize, oh, I didn't like that. Let me learn from it and grow. And then when you learn and grow, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be the person that can now manifest what you want. But what people do when negativity comes into their life, they run away from it. They hide from it. They say, oh, this is shit. My manifestations aren't working. No, it is working. And that negativity is literal proof of it. Like, why do you think that it's just going to be sunshine and rainbows? Who told you this shit? So what if your manifestation and your dream life comes with a little bit of suffering beforehand? What if you need to go through some life-changing negative event before you can then unlock and become the person that's required to attract that new reality? What if that's the way it works? Let that try that. Let that happen.
So what you're saying is like people are trying to
Go ahead, go ahead.
control. They're trying to control and do it in a certain way because they want
Mm.
to avoid pain and they want
Yeah.
to avoid fear and discomfort. And so that's
Hmm.
why they maybe like they research and they do all this shit where they research the best way to do it and they have the
Yeah.
best plan. It's simply because they're just scared that like they'll just like feel negative experiences, whether it
Yeah.
be
And it's
failure,
ego.
criticism, all that stuff.
It's ego as well. It's like I wanna win in this way, so I can say that I did it in this way. It's like, well, shut the fuck up, bro. You don't know anything. Let the universe tell you and show you exactly the perfect way for you to get what you want, because that is perfection, and it will happen the exact. And I promise you, you'll be grateful for the way that it happens. You think you want to do it in a certain way, and I used to do this. I thought I wanted to pop off and grow in a certain way on social media, and I am so glad that I didn't. I'm so glad that it happened the way that it happened. Because it's only when it happens you get this like alignment of like, this is perfect. I got what I wanted. I got it in a different way than I expected. But I'm actually grateful that I got it in this way rather than the way that I previously thought I wanted it. Like that's exactly what's gonna happen over and over again. So just fucking surrender. Stop figuring life out so much and just live more of it. Live it more.
How
Try
did you
things.
how did you want to grow on social media originally, and how did you grow on social media? Because before, you probably had some sort of way, some sort of content style. You wanted to be perceived in a certain way. Maybe you're posting out of ego. Like, how were you thinking you were going to grow versus how like you actually grow now? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah,
What's
so previously, before I kind of just let go and let things take its course, I was trying to grow in a very like flashy lifestyle, the typical Instagram influencer. You know, look at my lifestyle, look at the women I've got, look at the money I've got, look at this, look at that. And it's like I couldn't see it because it was my ego blinding me and telling me, no, I want people to perceive me in this way. I want people to look at everything I've achieved. I came from nothing. I want people to see this. It was kind of like a fuck you moment to the world. I want everyone to see how good I am at life now, right? But, you know, that wasn't my path. That wasn't the way I was supposed to get it. And I'm so grateful that I didn't. Because then what would have happened? I would have just been put in another box with another bunch of fucking Instagram influencers. And I wouldn't have the celebrities following me. The way my content has blown up and positioned itself in the market on social media with the spiritual side of things, the well spoken, articulate, you know, like valuable side of it, rather than just look at all the women I've got. Because who cares? It's like, that is so valuable. I'm literally networking with guys with 5 million followers, YouTubers, big names that everyone will know, right? I'm networking with Instagram models with 10 million followers, like some big fucking people. I'm looking at this, dude, I'm like, what the fuck? I used to watch these people when I was kids. And I'm talking to them on WhatsApp on their personal number. Like, how has this happened? You know, and it's because the universe knows. The universe knows the best way to formulate everything in relation to other consciousness as well. You got to understand, it's not just you on this planet. It's not just you guys manifesting. You're not in Lego world. You're not in like Minecraft world, just manifesting everything the exact way. You have to understand other people's consciousness come into your contact. So the universe will know how exactly to give you the reality you're trying to manifest without making it fuck everything up and without making it just a quick thing. It'll give it to you in a way that's longevity focused, right? So my way of popping off on social media now, that I allowed the universe to just give me that, right? I just surrendered, I didn't think about it, I just let it happen. And now it's happened. And it's perfect. And I'm so grateful for the way it's happened. Because this is longevity. No one can do this the way I'm doing it. No one can compete with me the way I'm doing it. I've heard so many other spiritual people doing the same thing. And I've got that different. I'm not saying I'm the best or anything, but I'm just saying my authenticity, the way I'm portraying it, just makes me different to them. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm just saying I'm different to them. And that's where my like new selling point is now. Look, this is the way I'm talking, this is the way I'm doing it. And that's longevity focused. I can do this over and over again for years. And there's so many different avenues I can go down off the back of that. So it's like, yeah, it's very interesting when you just surrender, you just let things happen, you know, rather than
Yeah.
forcing it.
I feel like even in the modern day entrepreneurship and like modern day self improvement, I feel like everyone's just trying to control things. We're like buying courses, we're buying mentorships, we're like doing all these things because we're just afraid that to make mistakes. You know, I got into the cycle of like just buying mentorships, buying courses, and I kept staying in the cycle of my profits, meaning my expenses of
Yeah.
mentorships each month. And it's actually what I needed was not really the mentorship. What I needed was really just to let go.
Hmm.
That was the that was the lesson. Time after time, I kept realizing. I kept buying these mentorships because what I was looking for was like, okay, I want direction, but it's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm the only one that knows my direction, and I'm the
Yeah.
only one that can really let go for myself. And that's what I was looking for in these mentors. When that's the only thing I have to do myself.
Mm. Very
Crazy.
well said. Very well said. Yeah. And I like that. You were looking for direction. That's what most people are looking for. They hate the feeling of uncertainty. They hate the feeling of just playing the game of life with no direction. They don't know where they're going, right? They hate that. And if you can get used to that, this is the hardest thing a human being can do with an ego is get used to playing the game in complete surrender mode. And I'm not saying you just let life bully you and throw you around. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you go through life with no attachments to things. Okay, there's negative. I've gotten really good at this recently, right? I'll get beaten up in sparring. I'll just detach from it. I'll be like, yeah, I'll learn from it. I'm not saying don't learn from it. Again, I'm not saying let life bully you. Learn from it, become who you want to be. But I don't get my ego involved anymore. Like, oh, I thought I was this good and then I got beaten up. Oh, I'm so shit. Like, it just is what it is. It's part of the game. It was fun. I enjoyed it. My nose is bleeding. Cool. Part of the game. You know, like I'm able to instantly just tap into the surrender, like detach. That was an experience, and that's all it is. It's not negative. It's not positive. It's just an experience. That's cool. You know, same thing when I beat someone up in sparring. It's like just is what it is. I'm not walking out there thinking like I'm the fucking man now. Look at did you see that? Did you see that? Who cares? You know, it just is what it is. I don't care anymore. I don't have to like outspokenly, like prove myself to the world. I just kind of let things happen, and it's so blissful, bro. It's so liberating because you just don't care about shit. But then you do at the same time. That's the paradox. It's like I care about things. I'm still learning. I'm still becoming better, but I don't care to the point where it's like detrimenting my enjoyment and excitement of life. You know, it's a perfect balance. More people could learn how to do what you did, bro. Absolutely.
Feel like when you live in fear or you're just afraid of uncertainty and you outsource these to someone else to give you certainty to alleviate your fears. I feel like
Yeah.
that's how people just get manipulated. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
if
You're smart.
having those fears makes you so easily manipulated. I realize that even in myself, whether it be friendships, business connections, relationships, even just like courses and coaches, I notice myself being easily sort of like just yeah, just taken advantage of because of
Hmm.
just fear mainly. I let and the
Yeah.
thing is, it's not their fault. It's like I allowed myself to get taken advantage of
Yep.
because I was just scared.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But this is the thing. It's like, and this is something I try and preach in my community. Is it's not a coaching program. It's not a mentorship. I mean, you'll know this. You've been a part of it. I don't talk to my guys in a way like, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to live life. This is the direction you need to go. And I'm like, look, gentlemen, I'm just going to give you the tools and the resources to become self-sufficient, to become an individual that can conquer life himself. That's what I give my students and my clients. It's like, yeah, why would I come into your life and tell you how to live? I don't know you. I don't know what you want. I don't know what's best for you. I don't know what the universal plan is for you. I'm just going to give you the tools that have worked for me. I'm going to give you the tools that have helped me stay in the game, to help me be self-sufficient, to help me conquer problems by myself when they present themselves. This is why I never used to do trading signals. You know, it's like, oh, can I just copy your trade so I can make money? Like, no, let me build you into the man that can do it and himself self-sufficiently. You know, I never want anyone that works with me in terms of a student or a client to be someone that's reliant on anyone. I'm going to build you into a man, into a self-sufficient young man who can just conquer life. Anything that's thrown at you, you're not going to think, what would Luke do? What did Luke say? How am I going to deal with this situation? Right? What would Hamza do? What would Andrew Tate do? No, you're here. This is your life path. This is your story. What are you going to do? That's what I wanted to build my clients and my students into. Yeah, it's massively important, and a lot of guys are just getting fucking finessed because they're just working with these retards, and yeah, they're just manipulating them. But again, like you're saying, it's not even their fault. These guys are putting themselves in a situation to be manipulated. Gentlemen, learn how to harness your fear. Learn how to be self sufficient. You should want to be self sufficient. I've never been the guy that's like, oh, I just really hope this guy can give me direction in life. I've always liked to work it out myself. And I'm not saying don't invest into these things, don't have network around you, don't have communities around you. But what I'm saying is don't be reliant on them. Use them, build yourself up, use it to build that boom, that boost in leverage. But don't be like, oh, I need them. Just crack on. You'll be fine. So,
So
yeah.
I hypothetically remember you told me that you hypothetically took mushrooms and acid and psychedelics.
Yeah, correct. In Roblox.
Roblox.
Mhm. Yeah.
What did you learn from taking that, and like what was the experience? What did you learn from it?
That is a good question. I mean, how long have you got, bro? Because we could be here a while. Yeah, sweet. I'll make it short but sweet. The main takeaways that I learned, especially from acid, was that again the thing about death is like we're not human. We're just playing as humans. It's all a game. I can't put it into words. It's something you have to experience yourself. But I was standing in my kitchen and I was looking at my life and like all my apartment, all the things I had, and I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was thinking, you know, like what's that? I've never seen it, but everyone talks about the Truman Show, and I feel like I think it's this TV show where the guy realizes he's in a TV show in the TV show. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it felt like. It's like, wait, none of this shit's real. What the fuck? I'm walking around my kitchen and I'm like, it is real because I can touch things and I'm Luke and I'm playing as Luke. But it's kind of like you got a VR headset on and life is all just a VR game. And it completely, what it did is it completely, initially it scared the shit out of me. It was the most terrifying experience of my entire life because the ego is fighting. It's like, no, no, come back. This is, you might die, you might get dementia, like all this shit might happen. It's trying to scare you because it's different and and you're remembering who you really are. You're remembering, oh wait, I'm not the ego. I'm not human. I'm the soul. I'm all knowing. I'm all, you know, creative power and consciousness. But it initially was very scary and then I learned to face it. I learned you can't run away from the trip. A bad trip isn't real. For anyone that's going to hypothetically take psychedelics and you're scared of a bad trip isn't real. The only way you can have a bad trip is if you resist the trip. If you try and control it, it's the same thing with life. The only way life gets shit is if you're trying to control it. Surrender to it. Let it take you down the wave. So when I was on this trip and it's like 12 hours straight, you can't run away from it. You can't go to sleep. I tried to go sleep and I could see like fucking insects crawling in my eyelids and shit. Like weird shit, right? So you can't run away from it. But I think that's the deeper spiritual lesson to it is you have these negatives and these positives, and you've got all these different variations and perceptions on life, and you can't escape that. But what you can do is you can learn to how you perceive these things. So I had these negatives that came onto me on the trip, like these demons, this trauma, these fears. I was scared of death very heavily at that time. So when I took LSD, it amplified that. It constantly made me feel like I was going to die over and over again. But and then I started to, it clocked to me. I was like, wait, you're running away from it. What happened if you just sat with it? So I sat with this feeling of death, as if I was going to die. And then I realized, wait, I'm in control. I just can't die. I'm good. And it's like, it gave me this weird sense of just invincibility because I realized I'm beyond the human form. And honestly, I swear to you right now, I say this with complete honesty and conviction. I have zero fear of death now, like zero fear. And it is so beautiful because I can go into sparring, and I'm not saying I'm fearless, but I'm saying, you start to take them heavy shots and you get rattled a little bit, and you're like, fuck, most guys, and I can see it in their eyes when I hit them with one of them, instantly psychologically that fear of death kicks in. That's like an evolutionary thing. You're being hit in the head. What's the brain thinking? Protect, protect. Yeah, I don't like this. Get away, get away. Yeah. So it's instant the fear of death. It's self-preservation kicks in. The caveman brain kicks in. I don't have that anymore, which is kind of a good thing, but it's kind of not. But I'm like, I'll get hit in the head, and I'm like, all right, lock in. Let's fucking go. I go more, and it's like I've noticed it in so many different situations now where I used to be really over analytical of like pains in my chest. I used to be really scared of having a heart attack for whatever reason. I don't know where that came from, but I was like, I'd have a pain in my chest and I'd be like, shit, am I going to die? Am I going to have a heart attack? That was the old me. And now I'm like, I don't even care. If it happens, it happens, because this is not real. So I think the biggest thing I learned from these trips, first of all, life is exactly what you make it. It's all about perception. Because the moment I started to perceive it in a bad way, it molded into a bad trip. And the moment I started to perceive it in a good trip, it molded into a good trip. Like instantly, your perception changes the way you experience physical reality. That's one thing. If I told you right now to think of the color red and notice as many red things as you could outside of your window or whatever, you would instantly start focusing on seeing loads of red shit. Right? Yeah, I did it as well. So it's like, that's your perception. You're thinking of something and you're perceiving the world in a certain way. You're going to notice more of it. So what many people do is they perceive life in a bad problem way. Like, there's so many problems. This shit's going wrong. This. So I said the first thing when you asked me how I was, nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about. Life's amazing. Life's great. I could complain. I could find things to complain about, but I don't have anything to complain about because it's all about your perception. So that taught me massively the power of perception and how it shapes how you physically experience reality. It taught me about the fear of death and what death truly is. Like, I went past the conscious realm of I'm alive and then into this weird space void type shit where I wasn't anything anymore. I wasn't a human. I wasn't Luke. I couldn't I couldn't anchor myself to anything. Like, we can anchor ourselves. We're humans. I'm sat on this bed. I'm here in this world. It was kind of like nothing existed unless I gave it existence. I was almost God. I was just floating around in this weird God state, talking to these entities and shit. So it was very interesting. But I think the biggest takeaway that I take from it, even to this day, like if I had to just give you a quick answer right now, is that you can frame things in any way that you want. So people talk about delusion. Oh, you're deluded, bro. That's all that life is just one big delusion. That's it. Like,
Everyone's
if I,
everyone's
yeah, you're right. You're right. Everyone's deluded in one way or the other. So you've got to just choose how you want to delude yourself. And I learned this, right? I went through this after taking these hypothetical psychedelics. I went through 7 months of non-stop DPDR, so depersonalization. It's a weird state. It's a disorder in your mind where you detach from reality. It comes from extreme trauma, car crashes, near-death experiences, and psychedelics. And people that smoke weed get it a lot as well. You guys will know what I'm talking about, the ones that smoke weed. But you have this state where you feel like you're viewing the world through your eyeballs, but you're not you. That's what it feels like. So it's very scary, very terrifying, and you develop these weird like ticks to check if you're real. And I'll do shit with my mouth like that to make sure I'm still me as a human. It's really weird. Like, it's very very trippy. It feels like you're on a constant LSD trip for 7 months straight, even though you're sober. So I went through that, and I started to realize I was like, I want this to end. Like, this is pissing me off. Like, I can't even live life normally. I can't enjoy shit because I'm sat here trying to relax, and I start floating away feeling like I'm not human. It's just pissing me off, bro. So I thought, right, let me use what I learned from LSD and let me apply it to this. Now, the biggest thing that I learned is what true belief is. This is going to help every single one of you watching this right now in any realm of your life, from boxing to getting women to making money. This is what true self-belief is. People think they believe in themselves, but true belief is the absence of doubt. There is no doubt. You don't even for a second consider the possibility of any other reality other than the one that you want. That is true belief. So when people ask me, how are you feeling about your fight? You know, I've got a fight coming up in about a month. How are you feeling about it? I've won. I've already won. Like, do you think you're going to win? No, I've already won. It's already happened. I'm on the timeline where I've already won. There is no reality or other timeline in my brain that could exist other than the one where I've won. That's it. And I truly mean that. I mean that with conviction. I truly believe that. So when you guys are talking about self-belief and you guys want a certain reality and we talk about creating your own reality, you need to believe that you've got it. What does that even mean? Because people say that all the time, right? Believe in yourself, bro. What does that mean? It means you completely remove doubt. There is zero doubt. So when I started to wrestle with this idea, I was like, okay, what if I just deluded myself and convinced myself that I didn't have this DPDR derealization bullshit anymore? What if I just woke up one day and decided I didn't have it? And I kid you not, the exact moment I had this thought in my brain of like, I don't have it anymore, I'm normal, I'm fine, I'm chilling, like I'm good. And anytime it started to show itself again, and I started to like notice the trippy feelings again, I instantly cut that thought dead and thought, nope, I'm fine. I didn't feed into it for a second. Not for a second. I didn't think, what if it comes back? Nope, nothing. I'm fine. I'm normal. That's what I've decided. That's my new reality. That's it. I'm rich. That's my new reality. Decided it. I'm getting that girl. That's my reality. Decided it.
The fear
Like,
of fear fucks it up. The
yeah, it
fear
is.
of
It's the
fear.
fear. It's the doubt. It's the what ifs. It's the instant consideration of any other reality that fucks it up for you. If I consider losing once in my mind this boxing fight, then it gets into your brain. It's a seed that you're planting. And then you start to water it a little bit and it starts to grow and then it starts to, become stronger and it takes hold. And before you know it, you've lost. You attracted it. You did it to yourself. And we're doing this in every area of life every single day. So really, this is the biggest thing I can give you guys so you don't have to hypothetically take psychedelics yourself, is just understand the true power of belief. You guys can create any reality that you want, but the only way you can do that is if you truly believe it's the only reality that exists. There is no what if. There is no plan B. There is no, well, if I lose, I'm going to do this. Nope. I've won. That's it. You got to think of it in like timelines, right? And every action and thought and belief that you have, it's like you're going like this in a straight line, right? You have a thought, and then boom, you instantly pop to this timeline. You have another thought, bam, you're in this timeline. And all these timelines lead to a different result. And your thoughts, actions, and beliefs change which timeline you're tapping into, which result you're inevitably going to end up getting. So if you want a certain result, why do you keep thinking about the other one? Why do you think about getting rejected by a girl if that's not a reality that you want to experience? Why are you even thinking about it? Like, I know it sounds so simple, but that's the key to it all. Why would you think about something that you don't want? You want to make money. Why are you thinking about being poor? Like, why does that even ever enter your brain? You have to completely just delude yourself. And as soon as I did that with everything, from this DPDR shit I was going through, instantly gone, normal. Like the same day, I was like, wait, because I kept feeling like I was breathing, right? But I wasn't in the room breathing the oxygen. I was like up here watching myself breathe. That's how weird it is, right? For the first time in like 7 months, I was in my bathroom after this mindset I applied, and I took a deep breath in, like, I was like, oh my God, I'm in the bathroom. I'm breathing air. Like, that's me doing it. Wow, I feel fucking normal again. Amazing. It was like it was beautiful. I was eating steak that night. It was the best steak I've ever tasted. Everything felt real again. And the only thing I changed was my perception on it. Because many people just quickly, I don't want to take too much of your time, they look at it and they think, I want money. This is another thing people say. I want money. I want money. I want to be rich. I want to get that girl. The universe is just going to be like, yep, it'll just give you what you want. You say you want money. All right, cool. You can have the human experience of what it's like to want money. Here you go. And it's going to give you it. So what you need to do is you need to understand your creative power, and you need to understand that time isn't actually real in the cosmos of the universe. You need to time travel using your mind and just assume you're already rich. And
You
then you
have
got to wait for reality to catch up.
so you
Yes,
want to frame it like you have it instead of you want it. Because if you want it, then you'll be always in the state of wanting.
correct. Yep.
So you just
Because the universe is going to give you that. That's what it thinks you want. And then you're complaining. Well, that's what you say all the time. You keep saying, I want to be rich. And the universe is going to keep giving you that experience. So you're going to know what it's like to want to be rich because you keep saying it. So if you actually want to be rich now, you've got to say, I'm rich. I am rich. I am wealthy. Believe it. Speak it with power. Speak it with conviction into the universe. And then understand that reality is going to catch up and you're going to get it. And if you surrender, you'll find that a weird way comes, a weird opportunity. If you meet someone, this happens, that happens, you get an idea in the shower, things just come to you. Before you know it, you're making money. And you're like, oh, this is my new normal now. Now I'm rich. Whoops. You just got to surrender to it all, bro.
Person that has a dream, right? But
Mhm.
that dream, it almost feels like very insecure and like uncomfortable. They're on a comfortable, maybe they're making like they're in a job, they're making like 2,000, $3,000 a month, and but they want
Yeah.
to go all in on this dream life that they want to get. And so like, well, they could just like keep working the job, or they could like just leave, or I some see people just like just dip and just travel to another country and just go all in.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you think about that? Do you think that's like stupid? Do you think that's like financially viable? Or do you think like that's like, oh, like I need to like embody everything?
You mean like leaving the country, quitting your job?
Let's say like someone quit their job to go all in on themselves.
I don't think that's I did the same thing. I did the same thing. Yeah. I mean, like, you obviously have to understand what you're doing. Like, don't just do it because some guy on the internet. Don't just do it because I'm telling you to do it. Like, what I mean? Understand what it is you're doing. Okay, I'm quitting my job because this is my plan. I'm going to go all in on business. I'm going to go all in on what it is that I'm working on. That's exactly what I did. I was working a shitty restaurant job at Manchester Airport, 4 in the morning shifts every single day. I was sleep deprived. And I thought, what if I just dedicated these 8 hours every single day, like actual 8 hours of sat work dedicated to this job, to my business, sorry. And I worked on that instead. What would happen? So I did it and it worked. So yeah, I would say absolutely go for it. What else are you gonna do, bro? Be realistic, be financially responsible. What's the worst that could happen? Genuinely, what's the worst? You end up homeless. Okay, that's probably not gonna happen because you probably know some people that can sort you out. Cool. So you're probably not gonna end up homeless. Even if you did end up homeless, you'll be fine. You'll find a way. You'll finesse shit. You'll figure it out. It'll be fun. Be a bit of a challenge for a little bit. Oh shit! I ain't got no food today. Where am I gonna sleep? Let me try and find a way to finesse food off this guy. Like, it'll be a bit of a different experience. This is how you guys got to start perceiving life. It's all a game. You're playing different areas of the map. Just enjoy it. Take risks. Do shit. Try things. Worst that can happen, you'll still survive. You'll be fine. And even if you die, remember, death ain't real. You'll be alright. You'll just transform into a different form. You're fine, bro. Relax.
The viewers be watching this like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's this guy talking about, bro?
No, it's chill. I get it. I get it. I get it, man.
Some
Okay.
advanced self improvement, bro.
Yeah, man. Okay. If you were to leave this world right now, gone to the death world, what is like the number one piece of advice you would give to guys?
If I was to leave right now,
Yeah, if you were to leave right now, what's the number one most important thing you would leave with all the guys?
I would say that's a really good question. I would say everyone watching this right now, if I was to die, I would say to you guys, remember your creative power. Remember, you can have absolutely anything that you want if you believe that you can. I know that sounds so cliche, but you guys know my perception on all these things. You guys know what I mean when I say believe in yourself. Detach yourself from the ego world. Understand that everything that's happening around you in this physical world that you live in is an illusion. None of it is real to some degree. So when you're worried about starting that business because that guy that you knew from high school might laugh at you, understand, zoom out, use your mind to time travel and like literally take yourself in your mind, visualize yourself coming out of the body and visualizing the whole time frame of your life. Is this one thing that you're worried about right now really that much of an issue? In the grand scheme of the entire existence of the world, is it really that much of an issue? Probably not. And you'll be fine. So you can create any reality that you want if you believe in yourself. The things you're worrying about aren't even real. And they're not real unless you make them real. Okay, so these insecurities, these fears you guys have, these problems you're wrestling with, they're only real because you acknowledge its existence. If you just simply decide that it's not real and you're not bothered by it, then you're not bothered by it. That's it. Your whole reality is shaped and it's a reflection and a mirror of you. You have to wake up and decide that you're not scared. You have to wake up and decide you're going to do it anyway. You have to wake up and decide you are who you want to be. I'm the man. I can get any girl that I want. I can make that money. I can do this. I can do that. You got to just decide these things. A lot of you guys are waiting for the universe to give you confirmation that you are that thing. But what you keep forgetting is you are the universe and you have to give it to yourself.
Give yourself the confirmation.
Yeah, that's it. I'm out. I'm off to a different void.
And Luke, man, where can people find you on social media?
So you can type in Luke Spurgeon, Spurgeon, on practically any social media platform. I have a lot of fan accounts. I've got a lot of just different accounts, but I'll be the one with the most followers. So just find that. And yeah, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Telegram. You can find me on Telegram. You can join my free Telegram group, and you can join my school communities where I basically teach you the secret to the universe. So you can find them in my bio on any of my social medias, and yeah, we can start to elevate together. So yeah,
Let's get it.
all right, bro. I
Cool.
appreciate you, man. Thank you, my guy.
This is